What's up, YouTube? It's the Console Samurai with Grown Ups Gaming. And two of the biggest launches of November are actually having they're getting a lot of bad press right now. One of them being Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which came out last Friday. Now, the majority of the people who are upset are last-gen gamers, and as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, Black Ops 3 shipped to Xbox 360 and PS3 without the campaign mode. Now, the campaign mode, from what I'm told, is actually really good. It's actually one of the better Call of Duty campaigns. So it is really unfortunate that last-gen gamers are left in the dark, but it does bring up the same question, once again, that I asked on the previous video, about is it better for the game developers to just scrap the game altogether because last-gen can't handle it, or is it better to kind of just get a partial version of it? And of course, there are some significant graphics differences as well that I've seen over the weekend. But as I said, it does raise that question again. But that's not the only problem that Black Ops 3 is having. Black Ops 3 is actually having a problem not on console. It's having a problem on the PC, where certain processors are actually unable to really run the game properly. Certain versions of Intel's i5 are actually causing some significant frame rate drops. And, you know, that is unfortunate, but I find it interesting that it's usually console that has these problems. PC usually doesn't have these frame rate problems that we're seeing right now. They have on a few games like Arkham Knight, they have had that. Again, it's not all PC players, it's not even all Intel i5 processors that are having this problem. It's only a few here and there, really just enough to get attention. And, you know, it does kind of show that maybe Treyarch didn't quite test it as fully as they should have. And the other problem that we're seeing with another game this year is actually Fallout 4, which I know comes out tomorrow, but it seems like quite a few people have gotten their hands on it early. And we usually do see a few people here and there who get it early, you know, due to shipping going out a little early, but it seems like we have a lot of people who have Fallout 4 early. I'm not sure how they did it. I'm not sure if maybe I'm not sure if there was some huge shipping issue, but PS4 players are starting to notice that there's a pretty big problem with their frame rate as well. Now, I generally don't get into the whole frame rate thing of, you know, 30 versus 60. I don't generally get into that because, to be honest, it doesn't really affect me. I'm not really concerned with it. The more frame rate, the more FPS, then obviously better. But I'm never going to look down on a game because it has a slightly smaller frame rate. However, what PS4 players are noticing is not a small dip in frame rate. They're not noticing a small stutter. They're noticing that the 30 frame rates per second that it's supposed to be consistently at on both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One is dipping into the single digits at times. And these times are occasionally when you're aiming through your scope or if you're getting hit by an enemy. Those are pretty common things. That would actually really make the PS4 version kind of undesirable. And it's not all PlayStation 4 players. It's not even the majority of them. It's just a large enough number. Excuse me. It's just a large enough number to get our attention. Same as Black Ops 3 on the PC. It's not a lot of players. It's just enough to get people's attention. But I'm seeing a lot of people online who are blaming the platforms. They're saying, well, PC is having this problem. You know, it just shows you should have gone on console, or vice versa. You know, the PlayStation 4 is having this problem. You should have stuck to a Microsoft device. But in all honesty, I don't think that's it. I think that it really boils down to the companies are not doing the proper testing. And PlayStation 4's issue with Fallout 4, it's not actually the shipped version of the game. The problem is the day one patch. The day one patch version 1.01 is actually what is causing the problem, which I find very interesting because usually we count on the day one patches to fix what is not fixed before the game ships. I think that's kind of strange, but what do you think? What do you think about these problems? Do you think that it is do you think it is the processor that is to blame for Call of Duty's frame rate issues, or do you think that the PlayStation 4 is to blame for their Fallout 4 problems, or do you think that it's the developer themselves who caused the problems? And still, I am curious what you guys think about Call of Duty Black Ops on last gen being incomplete and whether it should or should not have come to last gen. Either way, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Once again, I am the Console Samurai, and I'll see you around.